Celebrities like Daniel Dae Kim, Daniel Wu, and Gemma Chan are taking action against the rising number of hate crimes against Asian Americans. I'm Yoonj Kim, and this is MTV News Need to Know. Shocking video footage capturing the assault of a 91-year-old Asian man in Oakland has made headlines. The attack happened on January 31st in front of the Asian Resource Center in Oakland's Chinatown, but the case is just now getting national attention after actors Daniel Dae Kim and Daniel Wu teamed up to offer a $25,000 reward for information that leads to the arrest and conviction of the perpetrator. The attacker went on to assault a 60-year-old man and a 55-year-old woman immediately after. And Oakland cops do have a person of interest, but the community is still on high alert. After a year of xenophobic rhetoric around the coronavirus, there has been a drastic increase of violence against Asian people in the United States. According to Rise founder Mandan Nguyen, the Royal Thai Consulate General in Los Angeles has warned Thai people in California to be on guard. And she said via an Instagram video,
"The mainstream media does not spotlight our stories enough. We matter, and racism is killing us."
In an Instagram post, Daniel Dae Kim named 2 Asian men whose murders were fueled by racism, including Vicha Ratanapakdee. He died last week after being slammed into the sidewalk. The number of hate crimes against Asian Americans continues to skyrocket despite our repeated pleas for help. The crimes are too often ignored and even excused. Remember Vincent Chin, remember Vicha Ratanapakdee. In January, President Biden signed a memorandum that acknowledges the rise of hate crimes against Asian Americans and commits to reducing them. This was a direct response to his predecessor. Experts have confirmed that Trump's anti-Asian rhetoric seemingly legitimized and caused an increase in violence against Asians in the US and around the world. Echoing a UN report that cited 1,800 anti-Asian attacks in the US alone, Biden says the Trump administration played a role in furthering xenophobic sentiments. Last week, the seemingly unprovoked attack on Ratanapakdee was allegedly committed by a 19-year-old black teen who police arrested on Saturday. This reflects the problematic history of tension between the Asian and black communities in America. The two have been pitted against one another since the Reagan era, when Asians were painted as the model minorities as an excuse to crack down on black folks. This divisive stereotyping has contributed to ongoing strains, and this race baiting continues today. A local outlet, SF-Gate, called the frequent targeting of Asians by young black men in the Bay Area as a dirty secret. But the truth is, both are victims of an oppressive system that causes struggles between them instead of against the structures upholding white supremacy. On Twitter, Michelle Kim urged people not to play into this trope. The tension between the Asian and black communities is building right now, and we cannot repeat history. Asians, we can fight anti-Asian racism without being anti-black or pro-police. Black folks, condemn anti-Asian rhetoric within your own community and amplify our pain. In the media, it often feels like issues facing Asian Americans are only discussed when in the context of other people. For example, Asian students are centered in the national cases to end affirmative action, seemingly as a wedge to rid other minority students of the opportunity. As a journalist, it's sometimes been difficult for solely Asian American stories to be greenlit. And this is something that Stephen Yun encapsulated in a recent New York Times Magazine interview. Sometimes I wonder if the Asian American experience is what it's like when you're thinking about everyone else, but nobody else is thinking about you. That is why campaigns like Hate is a Virus that tackle anti-Asian xenophobia specifically are vital. There is still a lack of mainstream media clout, so these attacks go widely underreported. And while we have solid networks like BET and Univision centering other minorities, Asian Americans have yet to have a dedicated national network, which goes a long way in normalizing Asian stories. To be clear, this is not an oppression Olympics or to say that Asian Americans suffer more or less than other communities. We're just asking people not to be selectively supportive when being anti-racist. We're asking you to care. I'm Yoonj Kim, and that's what you need to know.